Hello, good afternoon. I'm Greta Gaumert. I'm just sharing my screen, and I hope every one of you can see it now. So it should be there. Yes, I think it was already very interesting what I heard this morning and also this afternoon. I'm going to talk about crowdfunding meets blockchain. I am General Counsel and Chief Compliance Officer at Exporo. And I think already the presentation from Upvest, we heard a lot that we work together. And so we are actually, digitizing real estate assets and want to make them available to private investors via the blockchain. I also would like to start with a little quote saying that blockchain technology isn't just a more efficient way to settle securities, but it will fundamentally change market structures and maybe even the architecture of the internet. This quote's from Abigail Johnson from Fidelity, and I think there's a lot of truth to it. And also, we at Exporo think that it's not just the the first step for us was making real estate assets available to a large group of investors and therefore financing and also providing capital to the ones needing the capital. And the second step here is not doing it only in the traditional way, but moreover through a blockchain. And I want to give first a very brief overview again, but I think we've seen this already quite some times today. So basically you have a real asset, for example, a building, but it could be also any other real asset in the future, actually. And normally you have an SPV holding or a company holding the physical rights of this asset. And then it goes, as Lucas previously in his presentation put it, through the black box. And then basically the digital tokens or the digital securities are issued, and in our case, to a large group of private investors who normally don't necessarily have access to those assets. And I think that is already quite a significant step forward. Where we are still quite traditional is, of course, in the land registry and holding the physical property rights. I think there's in the future still room for improvement. But I'm sure the way we are moving now fast forward, it won't take long and there will be movements on that side as well. What are the benefits of issuing tokenized bonds through the blockchain? I think we've already heard it quite some times, but just to go quickly through it, it's an open and transparent ecosystem. We increase efficiency. We have 24/7 availability, liquidity, trading can be done very fast. We basically have a bigger accessibility, and we can avoid all those intermediaries who are in the traditional security structures. So basically, I would say that what we experience with our investors is that the time they first register until they make their first investment is decreased significantly by using the blockchain technology. And this, so to say, disintermediation makes it for us so attractive and therefore also for our investors. At Exporo, we have actually launched our first security token for real estate project in July 2019. And that was the first one actually in the EU. We got it regulatory approved, and since then started issuing more and more tokenized bonds to our investors. What we see, as I mentioned before, that this is a super efficient way in order to onboard a large group of investors. And why why did we actually decide to go to the blockchain is because we wanted to achieve a super robust, scalable, compliant end-to-end trading structure, of course, complying with the regulatory requirements we have. And what we need for that is strong relations with qualified and competent partners, such as Upvest, but also, of course, a highly integratable user interface, so that it's really for the customers an easy way to invest in, in the end, in real assets, in real estate projects. And with the blockchain, we have basically only the wallet, the digital wallet where the investor invests the money, and then they can, within seconds, they receive their key and basically are invested. And for us, this has been a very, very good experience. And we also see from our customers we talk to that they really appreciate this, and that they are already, I mean, I'm not sure if everybody understands it right now, but they are very, we don't face any problems with customers, but it works really well. To give a bit of an insight how it's structured at Exporo is shows this picture. I hope it's big enough so that everybody can see it. But basically we have our products or the issuers, which you can see on the top. Then we have the customer or the investor checkout or the investor fronting pages, where they have all the information available in one cockpit. And behind all that is what you basically see on the bottom. We have the regulatory layer where we do the onboarding process, the KYC, LMA process, all the compliance and regulatory processes and requirements that are needed in order to issue tokenized bonds are basically covered in this platform solution. And there we have, as I said, the integration of partners who work with us, who provide the wallet, who make available to us e-money accounts, and so on. What we see, and we talked a lot about it before, and we heard a lot about it before, that actually the regulation right now is really heading towards towards digitization of the financial market. And I'm sure that it won't stop here, but we will be faced with lots of more to come. And of course, we see here in Germany the planned law on digital securities. We see in the European level the MiCA regulation. But also for us, what is very interesting is the regulation on European crowdfunding service providers, which we also think will have a significant impact on the market, because it tries to unify the market for crowdfunding investments and making it even faster, the time to market even faster, to unify the issuing documents and really to enable a European investment, for all kinds of assets through crowdfunding platforms, and also, of course, through blockchain.